Hi, my name is Trish Portnoy, and my job is to help high school students and their parents navigate the college application process. The link to my website is below. You'll be able to see my book. It's technically a booklet, How to Help Your High School Senior Apply to College. It's available either in ebook or as print version through Amazon. So in the series of videos that I've been posting, we've talked about building the list of colleges that your child, your student, or you are interested in applying to. And there's many factors that go into that. So you should go back and take a look at that video. The next video was about demonstrating interest, which is about metrics and how the colleges keep track of how many times you pose a question, or if you follow them on Facebook or Twitter or X, and all the times that you interact with one of the college admissions counselors. So today's video is going to be about continuing to build that list of colleges, but just from a different aspect. This aspect that we're going to talk about today is categorizing the schools based on if it's a safety school, a target school, a reach school, or a dream school. So this has to do with how well your information or your achievements match with what the school is looking for. So let's just say if a student has a 92 average and a 1200 on their SAT, that is just some basic metrics that you can use to compare if that's a school is a good fit as far as getting accepted. So a safety school would be where that 90 average and the 1200 SAT is definitely a little bit above what the school is looking for, and it would be considered a safety school. If the school is really looking for students that have that 90 average and 1200 as almost like a minimum, that would be a target school. So it means you're right on target with being accepted to that school. When schools have a higher expectation for their incoming class of freshmen, that's where it would get into the reach school or even a dream school. So those are just different ways of categorizing. So when you're building that list of 12 to 15 schools that you're going to apply to, some of it has to do with the size of the school, the location of the school, the reputation of the school, but it also, you have to have a good mix of where the student is going to actually be accepted. You can't all have dream schools and reach schools. You have to have some where it's like a shoe-in, right? Where you have it and it's done deal. The problem is, since COVID, everything has kind of been turned around a little bit. So what was once a safety school may now be a target school. Especially the popularity of the schools down south has really increased. So that's something to consider. So that's why, you know, back in the day, you might have only applied to 8 to 10 colleges as your college application, portfolio. Now we're kind of opening it up and recommending more because we're not exactly sure how it's going to play out. And again, at this point, this is really your time to apply. So you want to have all those applications done so that way when spring times come and you get those acceptance letters, you'll be able to then have options. And again, that's something, it's a mantra of mine. You always want to have options when you're making that final decision, because then you have to take into account your finances, student loans, financial aid, and also any type of scholarship. So that's like a second layer of what has to be decided upon. So one of the great tools that your school district may have is, it's called Naviance, Family Connection. And that's guidance management software that your school district pays for. And one of the great things is a feature called Compare Me. And what that does is it creates a scattergram or a trend line based on previous classes that they have data from the high school that your child attends. So it's very specific to your region, your town, your high school. So when you go into Naviance, we'll just call it that for short, you go in and you add colleges that you're thinking about applying to, and then there's a link that says Compare Me, and that will help you to determine whether a school is a safety school, a target school, a reach school, or a dream school. So again, that's just another layer when you're compiling this list of 12 to 15 schools. So what happened for me and my daughter when she was applying to college, we went through this whole idea of picking big schools and small schools and close schools and schools that are farther away. Then we also had to go through and maybe add a few more just to make sure that we had enough safety in target schools that she wouldn't be limited in her options. And that, again, because there's a lot to consider when making this decision. And again, the finances are pretty much a big part of it, but that again happens at the end. One last bit of advice, again, don't start having a top 3, top 5 schools or my number 1 school. You know, have a group of schools that you'd be happy to go to. And that's the sizzle that you're selling, is that you want to be able to feel good and confident if you had to attend or chose to attend any of these schools. So again, you want to go to Naviance, you want to add some colleges that you're applying to or colleges that you're thinking of, and then look for that link that says Compare Me, and you'll see the historical data from your high school about how the kids fared in either being accepted or rejected over the past, let's say, 10 years. And again, that will help you to, again, add more schools or maybe take a few schools off if you're maybe including too many of the same schools in your list. Okay, hope that helps. Have a great day and keep up. You know, we're right here mid-season, so best of luck, and I'll touch base with you soon.